Tonight, the family of Sanaya Dennis is pleading for more help as the search for the missing Buffalo State student enters its 10th day.
My daughter been missing since Saturday.
I'm here, and I just want her returned to me safely.
Which started on Monday evening as a welfare check for one of our resident students.
It's a lot of questions that need to be answered, and it's just not adding up. It's not adding up.
Who's the guy that's in the elevator with her?
Making sure to exhaust every possible effort into finding her and not ruling out anything.
A missing student who vanished last month is feared to have thrown herself off Niagara Falls after she separated from her boyfriend. Sanaya Denise's likely fate was announced by Ernie County DA John Flynn on Thursday. After the announcement, many people took to social media begging for a deeper investigation. Sanaya was 19 years old. Her family stated she was a good friend, a good person, and she had a good heart. Sanaya was also described as independent, driven, and a very hard worker.
She is, my mother always said she's a creature of habit. You know, she took pride in the work that she did. She works for Project Flight, and she's an OA on campus as well.
She worked 2 jobs by choice while being a college student. Sanaya was a medical engineering major at Buffalo State College. According to her sister, she was very focused on her studies. On April 24th, the college student was last seen leaving her dorm room at the state college. After not hearing from their daughter within a day, her parents traveled to Buffalo to search for their daughter, as well as asking for a welfare check.
She doesn't miss work. She doesn't miss class. It's also important to know that she turned in homework assignments on Saturday up until she was last seen. So it doesn't sound to me like a person that was anticipating on not returning back to their dorm or not returning back to school.
Initially, police say there was nothing suspicious about the way she left her room and that there's no indication of a criminal investigation. But many people beg to differ.
The question is, where is Sanaya Dennis? The 19-year-old Buffalo State College student has been missing for over a week. Her family is in town to help look for her from the Bronx. She's a Bronx native. The search is now happening in Niagara Falls State Park.
Everyone was looking for the missing college student, but there were so many roads the parents had to cross.
There's a lot that we're dissatisfied with behind these cameras. You know, and we're not trying to bring anybody shame, or all we want is to have her get some information, tell us something, and that's not happening.
Today is Friday. My daughter been missing since Saturday. Where's the mayor at? He's black? I guess that don't matter. My daughter's a black honor roll student at the college and has no tendency of doing nothing. We're all baffled what's going on. The fact that he's not here speaks volumes.
In response, the mayor made a public statement stating that they will be behind Sanaya's case.
I did have the opportunity to meet with Sanaya's parents to offer the support of the Buffalo Police Department and to offer my support to do anything that we can to assist the University Police Department, that is the lead agency in this investigation, with the investigation. It was a good meeting with the parents, but obviously they are deeply concerned with the whereabouts of their daughter.
This is because they ran into many problems with the campus police.
So this is probably the only one where we've ever had where someone has been missing for 5 days.
Upon not hearing from her at 6:30 and again at 7:24, I contacted UPD myself 2 times. I spoke with an investigator who advised that they needed to get permission to enter her room, was there cause for concern, and after I stated we hadn't spoken to her since 12 a.m. the previous night, that's when they said that they would go into the room.
Even with concern, the campus police waited 24 hours for the check.
Which started on Monday evening as a welfare check for one of our resident students. A missing college student was issued to many police departments, hospitals, and transportation centers throughout New York State.
And that case wasn't created until 24 hours after that. It took the campus police another 24 hours to create a Facebook post just sharing to the students in the area that she was missing.
I'm just gonna be simple and plain. They fumbled. I can't expect a university police to handle such a case efficiently. Like, to me, when I hear university police, I'm thinking more like your expertise would be like lost and found, a dispute around campus, not a missing person's case.
It was also taking them a while to get the security footage back from the dorm to the family.
It took them a day or two to find video footage of her getting on the elevator. On the elevator, she has a cell phone in her hand, right? It's clearly open, it's lit and it's visible. She gets in the elevator with someone. When they showed us the video, it took about 3 days for us to like simply say, all right, y'all never showed us who's the guy that's in the elevator with her. And their response was like, all right, we're checking on that.
And the university police did not interview him until the parents asked them to.
You should have spoke to him first. That's the last person to see my daughter alive. You should have spoke to him first. Did she say anything? Did she do anything? Respectfully, you should have done.
Today is Friday. My daughter been missing since Saturday. Why does it take so long to get video footage of buses? If this was somebody else's kid, I'm just gonna put it like that. If this was somebody else's kid, I think it would have happened like this.
It wasn't just the family that felt they dropped the ball, but also campus students. It wasn't until 6 days later the search officially started.
And immediately as they related to us, we organized around it. Had we gotten that information the day that she went missing, had those students had that information, we might have had better luck at this point.
Imagine your child trusting in the hands of someone that's never had a case of this magnitude, but I guess let me try my hand at doing this. This is not one of those things. You know, this lost and found items, little disputes or something. That's a missing child. I don't think that's past your criteria.
10 days later, the DA revealed some devastating news that shocked everyone.
I said to the parents, all I can do is be honest with you. I respect you. I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth of what I have. And this is what I have. And I'm doing the same thing with the public and with you right now. A exhaustive search has been done. And an exhaustive review of the records and evidence has been conducted, and it appears that this poor girl took her own life.
On the afternoon of April 24th, police said Sanaya got into an argument with her boyfriend in New York City over the phone. Sanaya called a friend about a breakup, and after that called her ex-boyfriend 59 times. He did not pick up, so she continued to text him, including a text that said, "I'm not feeling good. I think I'm going to kill myself." After getting no response, she added, "I'm so done with my own life. I've had enough." Sanaya went on to call her ex-boyfriend 7 more times, totaling 66 calls in just a few hours. Around 11 p.m., she was seen leaving her dorm room. Sanaya walked toward a garbage can on campus and threw away personal items that would lead someone to believe that she was not returning back. It is still unclear what those personal items were. According to the DA, a video from Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority showed that she rode 2 different buses going towards Niagara Falls. She was by herself. Sanaya was last seen on New York State Park police cameras shortly after midnight walking toward Goat Island. Around 12:18 a.m., the male friend warned in a text that he would call the police if she didn't call him in 30 seconds. The male friend called Sanaya, who picked up and said that she was going to jump off a bridge. After talking for about an hour, Sanaya later told him that she wasn't going to jump. At 1 a.m., she was standing by a Tesla monument and shared a Snapchat post showing the famous falls. At 1:22 a.m., Sanaya sent a friend a final text saying she was back on the bus. A minute later, her phone left the cell phone network, either because it was switched off or destroyed. According to police, the male friend and Sanaya's ex-boyfriend did not immediately report her suspected disappearance. During a news conference last Friday, Sanaya's family members said it was uncharacteristic of her to suddenly disappear.
I believe in my heart that she went to go meet up with someone because she took the last bus to Niagara Falls Park. The only way off the park is either an Uber or call a friend. She never gave me or her moms an indication that she had boy trouble, that she wanted to run away, that she had mental something wrong. None of those indications. If it was, we would be more mindful that of these things happen. We're more baffled that how did you disappear? How?
Once it was announced to the public about their new findings, they also included a message from Sanaya saying that she was thankful for a conversation, but they will no longer see her in the physical.
I'm really glad we talked today. I'll forever treasure it, but I'm sorry I lied. I will not be joining you this summer, at least physically. Thank you for making my day special. She was screaming out for help this day, it appears.
So many people are confused about the police findings. They are asking for a deeper investigation. Even some people at the university shared text messages with Sanaya that day and them speaking about her returning to the dorm room. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this case. Please be respectful in the comments. I will continue to keep her friends and family in my thoughts and prayers. It's truly sad what they had to go through just to get attention for their daughter. Again, you guys, let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe and don't forget to check on your loved ones.
She communicates as much as she possibly can. Sanaya is 19 years old, and when she comes to visit my mother in this city or comes to visit our family, she lets her know when she's running late, or she lets her know who she's going to be with or what time she expects to be home. These are things that I think we should take into account when we think about someone that's been gone for 6 days and hasn't made any communication with their family. It's most important to know her character and that this is not like her. This is not of her nature. She is, my mother always says she's a creature of habit. You know, she took pride in the work that she did. She works for Project Flight, and she's an OA on campus as well. She doesn't miss work. She doesn't miss class. It's also important to know that she turned in homework assignments on Saturday up until she was last seen. So it doesn't sound to me like a person that was anticipating on not returning back to their dorm or not returning back to school. My family is very distraught. Everybody's emotions are out of whack, and you know, we don't know what to say or how to say it. We only know that we want my sister back. You know, my mom wants her daughter back. Sanaya's father wants his daughter back. My uncles want their niece. My children want their aunt. That's the long and the short of it. Just whatever can be done, whatever resources need to be exercised. You know, whoever needs to be spoken to, just whatever we can do to bring Sanaya home safe and sound is our main priority, the only priority. In reference to the financial activity, Sanaya and I share a card. It is just one of many cards that we have. It doesn't have any activity. As of recent, I believe that they requested information in reference to getting a subpoena to find out about her other cards. If that information had been received, we as a family haven't been notified yet to determine that there wasn't a lift or anything like that taken. I can only speak in reference to the card that I have access to. I called multiple times. I'm checking frequently to make sure that, you know, a charge doesn't appear later. At this time, I haven't heard anything. You asked a question about a text message? Yeah, that she was getting text. She was in a text conversation with someone. But in reference to the call log, she was in constant communication with someone for quite a while on Saturday going into Sunday. There was a time where a text message was received by my mother, but then communication picked up again with the same person. So and how late did that go? Until something about 120.
phone pinged.
When her phone last ping, the last ping.
That's the last ping.
That's correct.
Okay. Is it a friend?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Who of you had the last contact with her, you know, either voice or electronically?
My mother.
Can you at all, if you're characterize?
She sent me a text. It was a brief text.
Prior to the when she called, we were in the car together. She called my mother. It was a very brief conversation. My mother had reached out again by telephone, and the text message that was received later, it was alluded to like, I'll give you a call tomorrow. Sorry, I missed your call. I'll give you a call tomorrow. But what was confusing to us is, you know, if you're continuing to speak on the phone or be texting someone, why not, you know, give your mom a call or continue the communication with your mother as well. So that was something that was confusing for us.
If Sanaya was responding to my sister, her mom, she would say, hey, Mom, how you doing? Can you talk now? And if you can't, let's speak tomorrow morning. Not that way. It was in general. Hey, Mom. Not hey, not hey, Mom. Hey. And she doesn't refer to her mom as hey.
She would never do that. In addition to that,
And I'm
she
surprised
responds
that
differently to her
isn't
sisters.
on their list. At what point does a child go missing and it becomes suspicious? At what point would that happen? I mean, what it has to happen? The sky got to turn red? What point do you guys think that there's something strange going on here? If you communicating with us and we saying to y'all that this is not her behavior, this is not the way Sanaya does things. If you have just 2 pictures to show and 5 days lapse, no dog search, no air search.
We asked earlier today about a dog search. If they were going to conduct a dog search, they were saying that they couldn't do it at that point in time. Then all of a sudden, one was done expeditiously, and the family was never notified. We heard about a dog search only in this conference now. And if that actually was going to occur, I think it would have made sense that you would have notified the family, because maybe we would have liked to have been there. We was on campus the whole day, or somewhere thereabouts. They have access to all of our telephone numbers. They knew about the other conference that was held. No response whatsoever. And then we come here. They didn't even tell us prior to this that they had conducted any type of a dog search. Now a dog search was conducted and nothing was found. But we don't have any information concerning that, and that's astounding. You know, it just increases our frustration.
Did any law enforcement present specifically search the gorge? And if so, when? And if not, why not?
I would have to check with the park police, but there was no basis at that point in time to know that our student had done something to harm herself, or that she had accidentally fallen into the water.
What if something was harm to her?
Right.
What if somebody brought harm to her in that park?
Would this case escalate to a point where another agency would supersede? Since this is, you know, it began on campus, but it ended elsewhere. As the president stated, it involves, I think I heard, a dozen agencies. You know, at some point, does the case get handed to someone else, or is this?
If there's a reason or a jurisdictional or an expertise responsibility, but in most instances, the jurisdiction where the situation takes place controls the investigation, and with the assistance of all the agencies that we said before. Now, you know, if this would be a kidnapping, that would be federal law. You could have the FBI if it was an abduction. If it crossed the state lines, you could have federal agencies involved. If it goes down to Albany or New York City, we would invoke the assistance of the state police or others. But it's not a point of running it or taking something over. It's what are the resources and the people that need to be committed to it, and where do they need to be committed.